It was right here in our backyard, modern slavery and sweatshops. And now, 20 years later, we look back at what labor rights experts believe was the catalyst for corporate responsibility. It was 20 years ago, August 2nd, 1995, El Monte.
We all still sleeping, but I heard, a noise.
When a task force raided this 7-unit property.
A helicopter on top and heard all the people.
What they found was shocking and horrifying.
Oh my God, finally they come help us.
72 Thai workers were found inside, held captives like slaves, some for months, most for years, and forced to sew clothes in sweatshop conditions. Molly Wan Clinton was one of the Thai workers freed that day.
We lived there 7 days a week, work 7 morning until 1 o'clock.
The property had inward-facing bars with barbed wire and armed guards to keep those inside imprisoned. What was your living situation like?
Small room, a lot of people inside. After work, everybody sleep on the floor.
Molly Wan Clinton and Win Trinan, like all the other workers recruited from rural areas of Thailand, were promised the American dream. But the reality was a frightening, grim existence. When did you realize that you were basically a slave?
I cannot go outside.
The workers couldn't speak English and had an average third-grade education. They occasionally sent money and staged photos like these home to their families to hide the harsh reality.
Absolutely hopeless.
My body tired. 4 years and a half, I cannot stay here. I jump out.
He caught a taxi to a local Thai temple, but even after sharing his experience, it wasn't until 2 years later that the raid took place.
When federal agents raided an El Monte garment-making operation Wednesday, they found immigrants being held in virtual slavery.
Freed from their captors, but not captivity, the workers were placed in a downtown Los Angeles detention facility.
They were held in these terrible conditions. It was like a sauna, all of them in this big, large room with just a toilet in it. They were all in prison jumpsuits with a little rolled up piece of paper and a toothbrush stuck in their pocket.
Julie Su, then 1 year out of Harvard Law School and working for what is now Asian Americans Advancing Justice, provided legal assistance for the Thai workers.
It was a very, very tense and scary time.
Immigration authorities threatened the workers with deportation, but Julie convinced them to grant them special S visas.
There's now federal law that provides special visas for survivors of trafficking, domestic violence, and other crimes to be able to adjust their status and become Americans.
And then over 4 years, Julie led the lawsuit against the captors, clothing manufacturers, and retailers, a legal effort many said was impossible.
It was the first federal lawsuit of its kind, and our position was that these companies were responsible for what these workers had endured because they turned a blind eye to the conditions in which their clothes are made. And we ended up winning over $4 million in settlements.
The settlement was divided among the workers based on time worked in captivity. Win and his wife, also a sweatshop victim, took their share of the settlement to start a Thai restaurant located here in North Hollywood. You're a U.S. citizen.
I'm still here. Yes, I am. I'm an American citizen.
Julie is the current California Labor Commissioner.
When this case happened, people were shocked. They thought that we were talking about conditions in some country thousands of miles away.
She recently returned to the location for the first time in 20 years.
Well, I feel like there are ghosts here, because I think there's still trauma associated with it.
And after 2 decades, Julie continues to champion worker labor rights.
It doesn't matter if you don't have a formal education, you don't speak English, you don't have immigration status, you're a person of color, you're a woman, you can fight back and become American heroes, and that's what they did.
The 7 captors pleaded guilty to slavery, trafficking, and conspiracy. They were deported to Thailand after spending several years in prison. Now, every year, the Thai workers meet for a reunion. This weekend, they'll celebrate their 20th anniversary of freedom.